And you received no reply?
That's right.
Thank you.
That's why I ask the people that represent me in this town to ask the question for me. They might have better luck.
Mm.
I don't think I'm still banned, by the way. I think I'm still up. Thank you.
Right, Mrs. Hennessy.
Councillor Cruz, before I start my address, can I just ask two things? Is the subject of a bench the right place for this meeting? I think it might be. Is it Wrecken Works? Does it come under Wrecken Works?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, if it's a bench that we have, that we own, yes.
no, it's not a bench that you own. It's a path that's been transferred to North Somerset Council. But
In
it's a
that
matter.
case, I think it's a North Somerset.
But it's a matter that the council have been involved with because it's the pathway where the town council were involved in meetings with North Somerset Council. So it's a matter that this town council has been involved with.
We've been involved with the
Pathway.
pathway.
So I can't mention the bench at this meeting.
You can mention whatever you like. But,
Okay. And so the other thing before I start my address, when you're asking for declaration of interest, I noticed on the agenda there's an agenda item about the marina, and on some of these, I think there's at least one town councillor here who's got a prejudicial interest in the property on the marina, two I think. Should they not have declared an interest? I'm just a bit confused about whether they should have done or not.
I don't think when we get to the actual agenda item you'll find that anybody here has an interest to declare.
Okay, all right.
If you stay and listen, I think you'll find that well, I'm going to make the report, I went to the meeting, I've done some fact finding, you'll find out what I say.
So there won't be a vote or discussion as such? That's okay.
No,
All right.
it's
Thank
a matter
you.
of information.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yes, but and have I got 4 minutes? Is
Yes.
that okay? That's fine. Firstly, the public right of way on the bottom of Pier Road, there's a bench that was always there historically. Won't go into too many details now, but the council is aware of it. Councillor Cotterill is aware that it went through to stage 1 of the complaints process. It will be going to stage 2 of the complaints process, and if necessary, onto the Ombudsman. I think there's sufficient evidence. But I will mention there was a terrible attack on that pathway from the very people who were worried about antisocial behaviour caused by a bench. The police are investigating, but in all my time in Portishead, 54 years, I have never seen or heard anything as bad as I witnessed on that evening. And I hope that when it comes to council, that bench is supported if it comes to council for any reason. 2, I'm going to come on to the skate park last. Section 106, I'm a little bit concerned that David Pasley made a promise about residents will be consulted before legal agreements for Section 106 are signed, and I would like to know how the public are going to be consulted before the signatures of Section 106. That's something you might have to look into. Pill Park and the Slitway. I just wanted to mention Pill Park and the Slitway because I understand there's this group and you've asked Rain and Knight to be part of that. But as I have explained to Councillor Cotterill and provided her with the information, the Section 106 money from the Ashlands development was not for a slipway and it cannot be put towards a slipway. It was for a boathouse, but it was mainly for a floating pontoon. And I can't understand why this town council is wasting resources on discussions for a slipway that Section 106 cannot provide. And North Somerset Council's stance on it is very clear that the provision of slipway with the funding is not and has never been an option, and it explains why that is the case. So I'm a bit confused as to why Rain and Knight's been involved in this matter and everything else. I'm very disappointed as well that the ice cream kiosk failed on appeal. I hope they put in a new planning application. I can't see any reason for it not being there. And the promise of Section 106 that David Owens mentioned for the slipway, by the way, there's no Section 106 separate to that original agreement. So we come now, Somerset Hall. I noticed in the Wrecken Works minutes that Marilyn Coops is progressing discussions with North Somerset Council about the state of the precinct. I think it's gone on for years now, me talking to North Somerset Council about the precinct. Russ Curry's been very helpful. But if there's any questions about the precinct, I would suggest that whoever's in charge of it on this town council to investigate, that they go to Russ Curry first. I don't see the point in then going month after month trying to find out information that I certainly as a member of the public has got. I know this town council probably should be in possession of it, but could perhaps Councillor Coops, as she is the town councillor to progress the state of the precinct, that she goes straight to Russ Curry? Because it's so frustrating to hear that people don't have information which they should have. And skate park, I know Arthur Terry is going to raise that today. As I said, going back to section 106, there are no section 106 for a skate park, despite David Owens' comments. Merlin Park, Arthur Terry was saying that he wanted Merlin Park to close if the putting green was successful in getting the skate park. I think that would be appalling, this town council, and in particular you, Councillor Cruz. And I'm not sure, Jean, of your involvement. If I'm missing you out, I do apologise, but I know you've done a lot of work on Merlin Park. To think it would be closed would be ridiculous. It's a well-used and a popular facility. If the boathouse at the lake grounds, that site next to the boathouse, was out of order and it was not going to be progressed at all.
You've had your time, can you round up?
I will do. Then I don't see how the putting green can. But if Arthur Terry has persuaded North Somerset Council's executive members to look at the putting green, so be it. But I do hope that he's taken into account the 100-metre rule, that he's looked at the matrix with regard to Rosper as to whether that's a viable site, so that we're not given another red herring like we were fed with Parish Wharf again by Councillor Terry and the railway site, which the developers have said a long time ago was not the site for a permanent space.
Thank you.
Thank you.